Alrighty, 2.7. This is about virtual routers. So, given a scenario, identify steps to create and configure virtual routers. So, virtual routers to me are VRFs, right, in a Cisco world. So, isolation of different routing tables. So, by default, everything goes into a virtual router, whether your platform supports multiple virtual routers or not. That depends. Some only support one, some support multiple. So um, there are different route engines you can have running on a firewall at once. There's two, and you can only run one at a time. So there is the BGP route engine. It does some advanced services. I haven't really gone into the difference between that and the legacy, but legacy is the other one. So the BGP route engine, it can only do BGP and static routing, whereas the legacy can do a bunch of different dynamic routing protocols. So OSPF, RIP, OSPF version 2 and 3, and BGP. So here's the different dynamic protocols you can use, and the multicast routing protocols you can use IGMP version 1 through 3, and a few different PIM versions. Each layer 3 type interface is going to be assigned to a virtual router. By default, that'll be the default one, but you can have, if you have multiple ones, you want to make sure you assign that to the proper virtual router. One thing to note here, and a big gotcha, is if you are wanting to change the type of route engine that you have applied, you're going to go into the settings, apply the advanced or disable the advanced routing service, and commit it. Once you commit it, it's going to force a reboot before it takes application. So before it's applied, you have to reboot it. And also with the BGP routing table, you can only have one virtual router. So that's another gotcha. So dynamic routing protocols, they're just like a Cisco world. They're using administrative distance to determine the best path to get to wherever you're going. You can have multiple interfaces here, like it says. If you have two separate virtual routers, you can route from one virtual router to another. It doesn't say how to up here, but I believe it's an external interface is what I believe it's called. That allows you to do kind of like that route leaking kind of. Here they also go into the RIB as far as, hey, it's learning the routes here, and once it determines what it's actually going to send to when it determines its next hop, it's going to put it in the FIP, the forwarding information base. So here are the different administrative distances that it's going to use. By default, they're all pretty standard based off the RFCs. Stack is going to be 10. OSPF is going to be 110. RIP 120. So then you have your IBGP of 200 and your external BGP of 20. So that's all pretty standard stuff there. But you can manipulate that if you want. If you say you have a static route and you want to prefer one route over another, you have two routes through two different next hops. You can do that. You can prefer one by manipulating the metric. So when you add a static route here, you can manipulate that metric. Same thing with OSPF. I believe you'll see different metrics based on internal areas and good grief, it's been a while. E1 areas and E2 areas. So you can see a difference in that. And then path monitoring, which is pretty neat. You can do a path monitor to determine if one route is no longer valid because maybe the next hop's down. So, for instance, you have a firewall and you have two ISP links. You can do a path monitor to ping something out on the internet. If that fails, then take that static route out and apply the other one. So a little bit of fault tolerance there. And here it'll show you the path monitoring, how you set that up. So, you name it, you enable it, you tell it the source that you want to ping from, so the source interface and IP address, the destination you want to hit, how often, and it's going to ping, and then the time of the ping count. So after 5, then consider it dead. And in the virtual router, it will show you the status of that path monitor, if it's active or if it's down. And this is a nice little troubleshooting tip. Show routing fib, that will show you the forwarding information base in the command line if you're ever doing troubleshooting, some sort of routing that's not working. And this is where you would enable the BGP route engine. You'd go to setup management, and then this advanced routing section right here. And they've really enforced that a reboot needs to take place before you do that. I personally don't know anyone running this, but I'm sure somebody out there is. There's a lot of BGP magic you can do. Let's do a couple of these. All right, so what's the default admin distance of a static route? There's 10. There's 2 dynamic routing protocols are available in PAN-OS, RIP version 2 and OSPF version 3. There is an RFC for EIGRP right now, but I don't believe a whole lot of people are using it but Cisco at the moment. Which values you determine preference of routing protocols. Which value is used to distinguish the preference of routing protocols? That would be the administrative distance. Which value is used to distinguish the best route within the same routing protocol? It's going to be metric. In path monitoring, what is used to monitor remote network devices? It's going to be ping, ICMP. All right, that's it. I will see you in 2.8. Thank you.